with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with me this evening, Monday, May 9th, 2029, here at Forex Smart Trade. Our mission is to help you become financially independent. We do that by teaching you how to currency trade with our proprietary, super accurate trading indicators. And we supplement that with personalized one-on-one training, which we think is the most efficient and effective way to learn how to currency trade. And we are so confident in how well our trading tools work and our ability to teach you that we offer the guarantee that once we have company money and split what you make, eventually you'll have an opportunity to trade an account of $100,000, keeping 80% of what you earn. With that, there are a dozen different reads off of the indicators. I focus on one called a signal called the 10-point trade, which is what we'll focus on our session today. And if we don't find something, then we'll try to look for a scalp trade using a signal called the thick orange line trade. So with that, let us get going, and we need to listen to this guy. And oops, what is all of this stuff? Let's go back here. Sorry. There we go.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the other great things about our program is that we do these live trades one, for instructional purposes, and two, for you to see for yourself and make your own evaluation as to how accurate the tools are once you know how to use them. And three, to help you be earning pips while you're learning. When you're in the light program, you get access to kind of a scale down access to the live trades, where we do one on Monday evening, Tuesday morning, and Thursday morning. Then there's an intro to coaching session on Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesdays in the morning, Thursdays in the evening, and then we have a light member meeting Wednesday evening at 9. However, when you are in the regular member, we do another additional 14 live trades, or 13 live trades. Every morning at 10 a.m. they do the MIT. Right now, they do the afternoon trade at 6 p.m. It's a 1-hour trade. And then later tonight, they will do the AIT, which is the Australian Impact Trade. And then we've got an additional paid session at 8 p.m. So many opportunities to watch and experience trader trade and copy their trades, and also learn how to do it yourself. At some point, you're going to get to the point where you start disagreeing a little bit with the person doing the trade setup. And when you get to that point, you will know you are kind of good enough to go off on your own. So with that, I work off of a checklist. That checklist, I make sure everything is live before we start, and that my MetaTrader 4 is connected. At the end of every day, I like to review my trade activity. And generally, all of my activity in terms of what I've accomplished for the day to see that I'm kind of making the most of the time that I've been given and being effective with it. With respect to the trading, what I'm looking for is if I made a bad trade, why? If I can figure it out, that helps me improve. That is a good habit. As we are technical traders, which means we are trading based on the price action, and that's what our indicators are very good at doing. News also impacts currency. We want to be able to know what the news is so that we can trade around it. And the place I look for that news is on forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com, we are right here, breaks down items into 3 categories. Yellow is low impact. We don't worry about those. Orange is medium impact. I generally don't worry about those. And red is high impact. Those I want to know where they are, and I want to trade around them. And generally, I want to be out of that trade 2 hours beforehand. So we don't have any reds coming up till Wednesday. So we've got clear sailing tonight. So with that, let us get into trading. We are going to start using this chart, which is the 6 light major. It is one of the standard charts. I like to call it a composite chart because what it's doing is it's showing me 6 different currency pairs, all on a 1 hour candle. I typically like to trade off of a 1 hour candle, although the trade that I just sent out, that is off of the day chart, and it's a kind of a modified version of the 10-point trade. On a 1 hour chart, usually a trade is worth anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. And my sweet spot for me is around 10 pips. So when I start on this trade, I am starting with the middle part of the chart, which we call the majors and minors. Red and green line is the major indicator. Black and gray line is the minor indicator. I am looking for situations where these lines are below this horizontal red line, which is the oversold line, and pointing up, which is exactly what we have here. So they're all going to the channel. So I've got 1 point that the lines are below, 2 points that all the lines are pointing up, and a third point that the green line is crossed over the red and the gray line is crossed over the black. When I have 3 points here, I then jump up to my TNTs, and there are 4 indicators here. And these 4 indicators, the 2 orange lines are directional. They're all capturing something at a different speed. And the thick orange line is the fastest. The 2 orange lines are going up. The blue lines are inversely related. So when blue is coming down, that means buy. So 3 of the 4 here are telling me buy. And I need a minimum of 3 out of 4. So when I have 3 out of 4, I've got the first part of the trade, the second part of the trade, and I want something out of the third part of the trade, the pressure. And when I get agreement across all 3 sections, I've got a high probability trade. And here I've got down pressure, but I've got the green line on top, so I get a point for that. So I've got 7 points here. 1 here, 3 here, 3 here. I also like, even though the line is going down, it is not sloped that steep, which I like, and the lines are separating. The green line is separating from the red line, which I like. So when I get 7 points here, I go back to my trade routine. I want to do a little bit more analysis. Now that I see the setup, I want to do find the setup. And now I want to do confirmation for the entry. So confirmation for the entry, I am going to go to a full chart. And what do I mean by a full chart? A full chart is a chart that has multiple time periods on it for one currency pair. So here I've got multiple time periods for the Euro USD, but we want to look at the AUD USD, and I want to write this down because my memory is so terrible. AUD USD. And what I'm specifically interested in is when I'm trading off of the hour chart. So this is the signal we were just looking at. I want to see what the 2 hour and the 4 hour are doing. And specifically, I am looking to see that we are oversold on both of them, and we are. I don't necessarily need the lines to be going up like they are here. It's better if they are, but it doesn't have to be. I just want to see that they're oversold. And if we're oversold, why I care is if for some reason this changes, if the 2 hour and the 4 hour are oversold, it's eventually going to go up. So I could be off here a little bit. It's just going to take longer for the trade to go through. So that's what I'm interested in. So I do have that here on the 2 hour, and I do have it on the 4 hour. And in both cases, actually, I've got the green line on top. Here, the green line is kind of converging, which isn't quite as good. But here, it's kind of parallel and maybe separating a little bit. So I like this. The next thing I want to do, so I've got a confirmation for getting into the trade now. Now I kind of want to see what it's worth. So I'm going to take a look at what the support and resistance is and what the trend is. So to do that, I am going to go to, we will go to a chart that just has the candles on it. And I am going to drop in support and resistance. And you can see on my Euro USD chart, I have support and resistance on here. Support and resistance are spots where the candles seem to kind of naturally stop. And typically on a 1 hour chart, it's about 30, 40 pips apart. And I want to know where that is because it's hard. I don't want to trade through the stop through the support and resistance because it's going to take longer for the trade to go through. I'm interested in getting in and out, so I want to know where those spots are so I can kind of trade around them. And you'll see, boom, 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 it keeps bouncing. It's not perfect, but right in here, bouncing. So we are going to now look at the AUD USD. And I am going to pull the chart together to so I can get more data points. And let's drop some support and resistance on there. So I'll drop a line in. And I'm going to kind of adjust it this based on what I'm seeing. So right here, right in here, there's a little stop. Take another line. Bring it right down. So let's put one more up above. Much like the Euro USD, much like the Euro USD. So let's pull this back. We are trading into a very big downtrend. The reason I want to know is if I am taking a buy trade in a downtrend, I am going to take less pips because I am trading against the trend. So we have, let's take a look how many pips we have till we hit the top of this. It's about 16 pips. About 16 pips, actually probably a little bit more because I don't have that spotted exactly right. Delete. Let's try this one more time. Still off a little bit. 18. 6. 13. I'm just thinking about a little bit what I guess the thing here. So this is probably, I don't know how low it's been. The Euro USD, like at $1.04, is the lowest it's been in 20 years. I've been trading 3 years, and up until recently, the lowest I had seen it was like $1.08, maybe $1.07. So it surpassed that now and is at $1.05. So we're not at the current low, but this we are we are at the current low. Let's just take a look at the signal one more time. Go back. AUD USD. I would like this better if there was more slope in this line here. See, this is kind of less than 45 degrees. I'd like it more if it was more than 45 degrees. So, 45 degrees is like this. I'd like it if it was more like this. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a buy. So let's open up our MetaTrader 4 or the simulator. What I have here is a demo account. So I'm going to open up a tab for the AUD USD. I don't have that tab open down here, so I'm going to go to File, New Chart, AUD USD. I'm going to put the 1 hour candle here, so we're kind of looking at the same thing. The spread is under a point, under a pip, so that's okay. So Then I'm going to go to the second row. I am going to go to new order, click on new order. I'm going to check my symbol, AUD USD, my volume or lot size. I've got $7,300 in this demo account. So my lot size is going to be 0.73. What I've done is I've just moved the decimal spot here over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can have 2 open trades at 0.73 and have my margin percentage kind of where I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and take a buy. I'm not going to worry about the stop loss or the take profit right now. I'm just going to go ahead and take the buy. Now that the buy is registered, I'm going to just right click on it anywhere along the line here and go to modify order, left click on that. And I think we're going to go ahead and take 9 pips. We're going to split that difference. So 9 pips is 90 points. Just add an extra 0 to convert pips to points. If I click this little blue button, it does the math for me. We are going to use a 3 times stop loss here. So 3 times 90 is 270. Usually I use a 4 on the Euro USD, but I'm going to use less here because we're at a low on the pair. It hasn't traded that low, so I'm going to assume that we're not getting down there, so I can tighten it up a bit. So 270 or 27 pips. Click the little red button, it calculates it for me here, and then I click this blue button and it drops the numbers in. And I can see what's going on. Here's my stop loss. Here's my take profit. So we did a buy on the AUD USD, buy on the AUD USD with a take profit of 0.69553, 0.69553. and a stop loss of 0.69174. 69174. We've got some time left. Let's see if we can find another scalp trade. So again, I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to use a different signal. This signal is something called the thick orange line signal, and rather than starting down here, I am starting up here. I am looking for where the thick orange line is. And the thick orange line is a kind of a scaled line. And when it is as high as it can go, this number is at 10. When this number is at 10, that's telling me the thick orange line doesn't think there's any more up in the movement. If there's no more up in the movement, that's a good time to sell. So I'm going to look for situations where I see this either at 10 or 0 or 1 point within either end. And then when I see that, I want to check with the majors and minors to see that, okay, there is no more up in the movement. So let's take a look. So here is 8.5. That's not close enough. 1.5 isn't close enough. 1.2 isn't close enough. I'm looking for a 0 or a 10. 1.4 isn't close enough. 4 isn't close enough. 10. So I've got the 10 here, and it's been 10 for the last 2 hours. You can see it was 10 last hour, and it was 10 this hour. And you can see it actually moved quite a bit. Even though it was 10, there was still more up in the movement. So when I see the 10 here, I want to see where my major and minors are. And specifically my majors, and I want the green and the red line well above the blue line. I kind of want to see where the black and gray line are here. So last hour, you can see they were in the middle of the channel. They're in the middle of the channel. The majors and minors are telling me there's more up here. So it's not a good time to sell yet. These are almost there, but they're not there yet. I want to see this red and green line further up. And if these were up where the black and gray lines were, then it's a good time to take a quick 5 pip sell We don't need to do any calculation. We know that it's good for 5. So nothing on this chart. So I have cloned the chart. And once you clone the chart, and I just changed the currency pairs. So these are non-US pairs. So let's see. 4.6, not close enough. 10, yes. But look where my majors and minors are. My majors are telling me, hey, this is getting ready to go up. My minors have kind of run through the channel, but this is telling me there's a lot more up in the movement. So I'm not going to take a sell based on this alone. I want multiple pieces of information to tell me to take the sell. I don't want to just trade off of one piece of information. So that's one of the things I like about the charts is I can kind of figure out everything I need to know by just looking at this. 2.3 isn't close enough. 7 isn't close enough. 8.5 isn't close enough. 2 isn't close enough. So let's go to 6 majors 3. Again, another 6 different currency pairs. All right, 10. Yes, I got part 1, and it's been there. It's been there for the last 2 hours. But look where my majors and minors are. So last hour, my majors were here. So this looks like the chart we just looked at before. It was at 10, but the majors were down here, and it's going up another channel. So there's more up in the movement. So not ready yet. 3's not close enough. 5's not close enough. 10, yes. But again, the majors and minors aren't there. The majors aren't there yet. Majors are telling me there's more up. It's starting to actually go sideways. No, nothing there, nothing there. Let's go to the 6 major 4. So you can see on this little scalp trap, and this trade, by the way, is only good at the top of the hour when there's 5 minutes left on the candle. So, and you can see we've got 2 minutes left on the candle. So right before the top of the hour, I take a look and see if I can find something. 10, yes, but my majors are telling me that there's up here. 10, yes, but again, my majors are they're further along than they were here, but they're not above where I want them to be. 8, no. 1, no. Or 1.7, no. I want it under 1. 5, no. No. So we have just gone through 24 pairs using that little the scalp trade from the thick orange line. We didn't see a setup, so we're not taking a trade. We did take one trade. Using the 10-point trade on the Australian USD. It's about halfway there, and hopefully it'll close within the next 2 hours. Let's see if we have any questions. Let's see. I will see. I have them written down somewhere. I will see if I can get those to you tomorrow, Michael. But what I would suggest is the best way to learn, to engage your brain, is for you to write them down versus me just handing them to you. It'll get it into your brain better. And the way you're going to write them down is you're going to go back and watch the recording of this video, and then on YouTube, and you'll watch a little bit of it, write it down, watch a little bit of it, write it down, watch a little bit of it. And, you know, I do what I say, like whenever I see something that is interesting or watch something on a YouTube that's interesting, I write it down. And you can see I've got a book that I just write interesting things I find that I might be able to use again in other things. So when I send out that daily trade and come up with some comments, it's because I've watched it somewhere else, and I write it down, and that helps me remember it, and then I use it somewhere else. So I would recommend doing that. Let's see what else we got here. When looking at the day chart, yeah. So what happens is, so on the 1 hour chart, I am expecting something to close between 1 to 3 hours. On the day chart, however, it may take 1 to 3 days. Now, because I am only, so if I were to trade off of a day chart and I got to set up, let's take a look, and I got to set up where it was entering the channel on a day chart. For it to run through the channel, that's going to be like 80 to 120 pips. So it's going to take longer to get that run through the channel. So I'm going to have to wait longer versus on an hour chart, the run through the channel is going to be, roughly maybe 30 pips, which I could get in an hour. And as I said, I want to get in and out, so I only take 10 of that. On a day chart, I need to be willing to wait 1 to 3 days for it to run through the channel. So say we go back here. Let's see. So we get the double cross here, where the majors are the green line crossed over and it's going up. So if I were to have taken this trade here, say I took it here, the bottom of this candle. Come on. Why can't I get it to sit there? Say I took it here and ran it to here. That's 115 pips. Here it took a day. As the candle started to pull back, it starts to go red. Maybe I get out of it at 100 pips. So here it happened in 1 day, but sometimes it can take up to 3 days to make a run through the channel. I'm just trying to see where we can. Here we got the double cross. So say I was to take it here, run it up to here. That's 66 pips. And it's starting to pull back. As it starts to pull back, as this line changes, I get out of it. But you'll see in some cases it may take 3 days for it to go through the channel. Like right here. You got the sell. So say we took the sell right here. Oops, why did it get unlocked? If we took the sell here, that's 164 pips, but it took 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So it's going down, going down, going down. I would have probably, if I was taking this, I would have ridden it more until I started to see this turn. So you could have gotten a few more pips out of it. Let's see. New traders don't have the patience to do this, though, because they want to see. They want to. Oops, I didn't get that in the right spot. Because they want to see some results every day. Now, if you're a member, and you go back to and you start attending this trade, Chris Fryer does this trade, and he is one of the long-term traders in the company. He does long-term trades, so he takes a day trade, and he generally looks, he's looking for 30 pips. So, but I hope that answers your question. Let's see what else we got. Anything else? What's similar you using to change pips? Yolanda, I don't quite understand your question, but just schedule a call with me and we'll get it taken care of. All right, gang, thanks for joining me. Up and the trade we took closed while we've been talking. So we could have maybe gotten, now this is a mistake people make, is that the trade closed right away. I should have went for more. I'm happy with what I'm on. I'm on to the next thing. I'm not even thinking about that trade anymore. The signal gave me what I needed to do. I took what I thought I could conservatively get without having to endure much pain. I'd rather get in and get out of a trade and then be ready for the next trade. So I got my pips. I'm going to call it a day, especially when I'm trading with you guys. I want to be a little bit more conservative. Like what I might do by myself is different than what I might do if you're copying my trade. I don't want you losing money, so I'd rather be a little bit more conservative. Okay, gang, thanks so much. We will see you tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.